Alright, so let's talk about the new Fortnite crew pack. Now, on my channel, I have never covered the Fortnite crew pack in its own video ever before, because it's kind of a battle royale thing, and it usually just introduces like a new hero. That's usually what people care about. I call them heroes. A skin is really what we're going after. If you guys are watching this brand new to the game and you've never played Save the World before, I'm not the kind of YouTuber who's going to ask you to subscribe right away. I'm even just going to put the code Mista on the screen, and I rarely even like plug it that seriously. But if you are brand new to Save the World or you're interested in the game, I do have lots of videos on my channel. And if you're just getting started, you can have my Selena Gomez playlist. Just kidding. I'm not sharing that one. But I do have a lot of things like the Save the World updates and news. If you're curious about getting up to date with the game and where things are at, I also cover the starter packs when they come around. So that is available right now. The Robo Ray pack is a thing that exists as well. It's another way to get the game. And of course, I've also got the Save the World hero guides, weapon guides. These are really good resources to getting started on the game. And I think the Save the World guides should be a playlist somewhere in here. I could be completely blind, but it's a good way to get started, and it's pretty easy to find on my channel. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, that is a great resource. But I'm talking about the pack today because obviously it gives you access to Save the World. I am not currently subscribed for this season because I have the game and I did not find value in this pack, but it gave me the cosmetics and the hero anyway. So we're going to get into it and whether or not you should get the game through this pack. Getting the game through the crew pack will not allow you to earn V-Bucks from Save the World. So if you've never played the game before, you will not be able to get V-Bucks, but you do get X-ray tickets, which are essentially the same thing. And we'll get into that why. Of course, if you buy the pack, you will get 1,000 V-Bucks right off the bat, so that's that, you know. But let's talk more specifically about the DEIMOS hero that you get with Save the World. Now, spoiler alert, this is not a hero that, is brand new to the game. For us who have already been playing Save the World, he is not a new addition. In fact, I can actually show you, I do not currently have him on outside of my book, but we can go to the event people section all the way down to, I believe, Holiday Heroes is where he resides. Yes, so Cloaked Shadow is the mirror of this guy. Both of them give you Corrupted Aura, which means during Shadow Stance, you deal 6 base damage. That, out of context, is probably meaningless to a brand new player, so I recorded some gameplay that we can check out together. I'm just going to do it real hodgepodge, just showing you VLC, because I don't feel like editing, and this does the trick. Essentially, I'm a melee hero, and I am swinging the sword, killing the enemies, and the shadow around my character, Lexa there, is dealing damage. So if I pause the video I lost my cursor. I'm sorry, this is unprofessional. But if you see these white numbers, this 4,955, that is the added bonus that he is giving. I'm hitting with my sword for about 50 to 90,000 damage per hit, depending on what's going on here. And so it's not the strongest perk in the late game, but if you're a brand new player and you run a ninja and you're attacking with a melee, activating the shadow stance with every elimination, he is going to deal a lot of extra damage to the enemies around you and could be very worth it. This is not representative of what your experience might be. This is the latest endgame mission that I could run, essentially. Not the latest technically, but a very, very late game mission. It's also worth noting that it is ticking twice right now. You might have noticed that's kind of a lot going on, but it is ticking a little more often than it should, but I think that's okay. It's twice as strong as it should be right now, but I'm not really complaining because this perk kind of needs that extra damage. But I do want to say that in that loadout, if I actually go to my hero loadouts, he was completely not upgraded whatsoever. So you don't need to have him as a legendary copy. You do not need to spend flux to make him legendary. He's going to work completely fine, and it is a nice addition to the game. But part of why I'm making this video is that I figured a lot of people will be coming to the game brand new and won't understand whether or not this guy is good or not. So I figured as a player who has played the game once or twice before, I could give you the inside scoop. This is a very normal ninja loadout. My video is rather old. It's not outdated. The information is good. My video on the ninja loadout will be linked down below explaining who all of these heroes are. I do think I'm going to make a quicker, snappier version of that video, but all the information's there. It's just an older me before I was better at making videos, and so anyway, it's still going to be a good thing to link, and it's a good resource to have if you're looking to use him, because I kind of glossed over Shadow Stance, and that was sort of demonstrated. Every ninja in the entire game has this ability where if you get an elimination with a melee, any kind of melee whatsoever, Shadow Stance will be activated and it'll increase your armor, which is essentially how much damage you take. It'll reduce the amount of damage you take and increase your movement speed. And with DEIMOS in support, you'll deal some extra damage alongside of it. So it's a pretty good perk to have. You could even put him in the lead and it'll do a lot more damage, triple the damage. And like I said, in those early game missions, it'll be a worthwhile hero to have. However, like I said, since many of you might be new to the game, I can give some beginner game tips and recommend things. Many of you, well, technically all of you, will be kicking off in Stonewood, and you're probably going to get boxed in. You know what? Just while I'm talking, I'm going to join a Play with Others. I'm just going to do it. I never do this, but I'm kind of curious what will happen if I just do this while I'm recording. You'll probably get boxed in and asked to trade. Trading is not going to help you in the long run. Absolutely nobody is going to drop you anything that is seriously valuable. Most players like myself will have an inventory like this, which is full of 130s. You can get there too. This is not special. I am not bragging. Nothing here is anything worth bragging about. You will get all of this in the end. It's not that important, but the early game players will provide it to you and make you think that it's needed. 130s will ruin your early game experience. They will make the game way too easy and take out all the fun. I'm kind of curious at my power level if I can just get boxed in. I never go into Stonewood, but I've heard the stories. My man's building a radar grid. Look at that. Someone actually playing the game. I love to see it. So if you are one of those people who's starting brand new and fresh, I already showed my playlists earlier. All of those are very good for getting started, and definitely feel free to ask questions. Link to our Discord down below. It's a really good resource. I did not demonstrate anything by joining this random lobby, but I do want to warn people, a couple level ones. That's awesome. This was probably their first game ever. It's just good to ask questions, get involved, talk to people in our community, for example, is a good way to meet other players, because playing this game solo is not fun at all. You can try to drop your PSN, Xbox name, your Epic name in the comments down below. It'd be a good way to meet other people and just try to stay informed. You know, ask me any question on stream. Link to that down below. I am recording this in the middle of a stream, by the way, which is not relevant in the long run, but it's something I do sometimes. So if you want to be a part of that, you know, Twitch link down below. And I don't really have too much to add to this beyond just, you know, be aware of what's going on. Look up every new hero. There are tons of ninjas in the game. DEIMOS will be a good introduction to the game. It'll give you a nice jump start. And actually, while we're here, there are a couple of other heroes that exist that might actually make him even stronger. I think Ken is one of them. So Swordmaster Ken is a mythic. He is not really able to, I don't think you can get him from a llama. I think you have to research him. He's pretty expensive, but while you're in Shadow Stance, he will be giving you extra sword damage, which is fairly significant, actually. Swords are some of the strongest in the entire game. In fact, I can actually go back to my armory and show the sword that I was using specifically. There are very late game swords like the Storm King's Ravager. This is super end game, nothing you need in the early game. I was using the Stabsworth III. This is something that you might find in your regular llamas. These are available all the time, and this is just something that I was using, and if I had the Swordmaster Cannon support, it would buff my damage by 25%. I'm even being told in chat that you can get him from llamas, which is, if I'm not mistaken, where I got mine. So why it says you can't get him in core llamas is rather confusing to me. Maybe it said you can get him and I'm reading wrong. Once again, this item can be found. Yeah, I'm not reading properly, but I do know what I'm talking about. I promise. That brings me back to core llamas. So I am purchasing these with V-Bucks because I don't currently have any X-ray tickets in my account. But if you do end up getting X-ray tickets from the dailies and whatnot that is provided with Save the World, you can actually unlock these llamas. And that's why I say that they're essentially the same as V-Bucks, because they provide the same function. If you are in the collection book, you can unslot, or actually, nope, wrong button. You can unslot with V-Bucks, not X-ray tickets. It's not really understood to me why they are not interchangeable in that way, but just something to look out for. And this hopefully was a good introduction to the game. It's not a dedicated beginner's guide, but maybe could introduce some of you into the game with a lot less confusion. Sorry about that. And can ease your journey. So thank you for watching. I promise I have more edited and polished videos on my channel, but I wanted this to be pretty casual. Subscribe if you're new, you know, if you're interested, I suppose. And Twitch link down below. I'll see you guys hopefully in the next video.